Hi, and welcome to the official start of the 2020 season for Section 420, Talkin Yankees. The only problem is there's no baseball. So we're going to switch up the formatting a little bit here. Obviously, here at the show, Section 420, Talkin Yankees, we want to do our part for social distancing and staying inside. Obviously, the entire country is still in the height of the COVID-19 virus. Of course, the state of New York, the city of New York pretty much hit the hardest. So we want to do our part. We want to participate. So for the next foreseeable future until life gets back to normal, we're going to switch up the formatting a little bit. And very soon we're going to bring on a guest, stand-up comedian James Camacho. So want to hang on for that. And of course we'll get into some Yankee news and notes and all the regular stuff. But beforehand, let me just clean things up a little bit. Welcome to Section 420, Talkin Yankees. All right, so the baseball season is still on pause. We have another whole month of this lockdown, shutdown of the whole country. So, at least for the nearest foreseeable future, we're not going to really have baseball maybe until June if we're lucky. That's what it looks like at this point. And really no one has a clear guideline. We're definitely going to have a shortened season because there's no way you're going to be able to make up all these games. So you're probably looking at a situation where they had like the strike in the 1981 season where you had like a 100-game season. So we're probably looking at something similar than that. And you see how a lot of teams are handling it right now. in terms of the Boston Red Sox sending Chris Sale to get Tommy John surgery. Same with the Mets, Noah Syndergaard. Hey, you're hurt, you banged up a little bit, just get the Tommy John surgery. I think a lot of teams are just looking at this as almost a lost season. It's going to be kind of weird. So, you know what? Might as well just get these surgeries and get these things done because who knows when this is all going to start. So you see baseball approaching that. They canceled the London series indefinitely. So, bad news for the Cubs and Cardinals. But actually might be good news. I think for the Yankees last year, that was just it was a nice, interesting spectacle, but in terms of good quality baseball, it was not. And, so pretty much they don't want him traveling over London. Still no word on the whole Field of Dreams games between the Yankees and the Chicago White Sox in August. They maybe still should get that in. Again, they had to build a whole, a new baseball stadium for that. So might as well go with it. It's within America, not a big deal. Some international games that were planned in Mexico City had been canceled, as well as in San Juan, even though it's technically part of the United States, but still in terms of widespread traveling, baseball is shutting that down. So those games are going to be rescheduled for the home games, whoever going to technically be the home game at that time. So just for now, got to a point where the Yankees just sent everyone home. Obviously hanging around Tampa doesn't make sense anymore because they figured maybe you could start the season late April, early May, okay, but now it's looking like June, maybe even July. Who knows? We don't even know at this point. So sent all the Yankees home, so they're all at home. You figure they're stretching out, but they're also going to be sitting on the couch a lot. So once the baseball season does start, you're almost going to need a whole new spring training at this point just to get the pitches extended, get everyone warmed up a little bit. So we'll see how that works out. In the meantime, I just think, it's really, it's just this kind of bummer. So, we're just going to have this, fight through it as a country, like that stuff. And just hope once we get back soon, we can start enjoying our lives again very slowly. And even getting to the ballpark, people are going to be kind of weirded out. Like, they're probably going to have like social distance hot dog and beer lines. So, but we're going to get all to that. So, without further ado, let me bring on my first guest. Very funny stand-up comedian. He performs all over the country, has opened up for Frank Caliendo. And here in New York, he performs locally at Comic Strip, the Broadway Comedy Club, the Stress Factory up in Yonkers. If you've gone to a stand-up show over the past 2 or 3 years, you've probably seen him somewhere. So here he is, James Camacho. Well, thanks, James, for joining us. And, just like the rest of us, how are you holding up indoors? Have you gone crazy yet?
Thanks for having me. I'm doing okay. I'm trying to stay busy. I'm shacked up with my girlfriend, so it's good to have someone in these circumstances. But I'm doing okay. I can complain, but this is how a hand we're dealt, so gotta make the best of it.
Unfortunately, I'm shacked up with 3 cats, so you got a little advantage than I do. But
Oh, we have a cat here too.
Mm-hmm.
How's your cat? Is your cat nice? This cat's really mean. This one.
Yeah, well, I got 3 of them. They're kind of like the oldest one, I guess, is more personal, likes me. The middle one's
Uh-huh.
just afraid of everything. You just flinch, it goes away. And then, like I said, the third one, the youngest one's most cuddly. That's probably the nicest one. So they all got 3 different personalities.
It actually likes to be like touched and like held.
Yeah, it's actually very, like I'm trying to type and like it'll jump on my lap and like go, like all that stuff.
Really? This
Yeah, so
cat is like this cat's so like if you try to interact with it, it runs away, and then you go, you know what, forget it, I give up, and then a second later it'll like wander back in the room to kind of like be like, are you still interested? And then you'll try to touch it, and it'll just run away again. So
Mm.
it's just a very finicky broad, basically. This cat,
Yeah, and I
hard to
think a lot
get.
of cats and pets in general are like, when you guys going back to work, get out of here. Because I think they like this like trashing the house and like having a party when we're all out and at work. So they, I don't think that at first maybe they liked it the first couple of days, but I think that they're not cool with it.
I don't know. I don't think cats have any feelings. I think they're I think they're evil creatures.
All right, so we've known each other for a couple of years. You've had me on your podcast. I'm Just a Kid podcast, and check it out. It's on Apple,
Yes.
SoundCloud. You had me as a guest, so this is the ultimate. You show me yours, I'm showing you mine. So I wanted to have you on my show now, and of course, most importantly, besides your comedy, besides the podcast, you're a Yankee fan. So, just think about the team. In terms of what you were looking forward to this season with Garrett Cole and all this stuff happens. I mean, like how did that affect you?
Well, just not being baseball in just itself uh, affects me. It really hit me like on opening day. I was listening to the can we say other programs on here?
Yeah,
We
why
guess
not?
I'm sure. I was listening to the Michael K show on the radio, and I think Don was putting it in terms of like baseball is like when you that first day, that opening day is really like it's like, oh, spring's here, like you really feel like the change from cold and snow and Timberland boots to like flowers and just the outdoors and the green grass and the lawnmowers. You wake up with the lawnmowers and you're like, oh. So that's when it really hit me. I'm like, oh my god, like we don't have sports. And then yeah, it was an exciting year, even though like everyone was getting injured again. But like Cole was supposed to like take us over the top, and then um, I mean, yeah, I mean like with the injuries, it was it kind of did have a feeling of like last year. We still have the expectations, but you're just like, oh crap. But
And I think
um,
really it's their formula. I think they do it on purpose. It's like, all right, you know what? We had all these injuries last year, and like we won 103 games, so let's just do the same thing again. Might as well.
I thought that I'm not as confident in that though as most people are, because I understand. Like, I just don't like because we uncovered a lot of gems last year from the injuries. It's like if people get hurt this time, like who's gonna come save us? Is this gonna keep happening?
Yeah, I
So
mean,
I was never like like last year was fantastic. Last year was actually really fun. Actually, it was a really fun year. Like I don't remember a year like that fun, like with like new players since like because usually we just sign people.
yeah,
But
it's a
like last year
different.
was just fun because it was kind of like unknown names.
Yeah,
I
it's
remember
like
going to games with you. I'm like who's this guy again? And it was like Glaber, like who's this guy again? Like this new guy, like and Duhar. Like, oh yeah, look at Stan coming back. I just
yeah,
cursed.
it's like shades of
Anyways, but
96, 95, 96, where yeah, again, it's just kind of like young guys coming up a little bit like that.
very youthful.
Yeah,
Yeah, very youthful.
and then I think what happened, after the four championships, and they got a little greedy, and then you sign all the big names like the Giambis and the A Rods, and they kind of lost that.
Yeah, I only really remember 2009 because I'm pretty young, so I remember I sadly like when I started like really watching baseball, remembering things. It was all losses in the World Series. So I don't want to say like I think a lot of Yankee fans are spoiled, which we are because we win 100 games a year. But it's like I only experienced 2009. I remember we lost in 03, 04, and then nothing. It was then they were basically like not a 500 team, but they were like average for a little bit. And 2009 was amazing. I don't remember 2001, 2000. No, 2001 was bad too. I started really watching when the Giants and the Angels made the World Series that one year. That's when I really started watching baseball.
Yeah, so you got the
And
bad version of the corporate Yankees. Like so the late '90s Yankees had a little
mhm,
corporate big money in them, but they were winning championships. Unfortunately, you kind of got like the over the hill. Yeah, they were a good team, making a lot of money, but like yeah, unfortunately, that's like kind of the slide of
yeah,
downward. The decline of the Joe Torre years.
yeah, the evil empire. That's like what I hear. I can't even imagine. Like people talk about 96, 90, like those that three, like they get like 3 out of 4. Like the way they talk about it, I'm like, I wish I knew what that felt like. Like I was like 3 when that was happening, so I didn't know what was going on.
Yeah, making me feel really old, but actually, it was a great feeling because you always felt confident they were going to win back in those days. Like they were always going to come back, and just having that bullpen of, especially if it's Mariano, it's just like he was just untouchable. And it would have been awesome if they won
I
two last
know.
one just to get 4 in a row. That would have been insane, especially this day and age with free agency and players jumping all over the place. So yeah,
Yeah,
unfortunately, you missed
I
the good
never.
parts.
Yeah, I
Yeah,
never saw Bernie much. I never saw Posada. I remember seeing a bit. Bernie retired pretty early, didn't he?
I think it was around for 16 years, and in fact, they were
Yeah.
going to offer him another year to come back. I believe in '07, but I think he declined it because it was like a spring training invite versus not really giving him a 1 year deal. And he's an
He
elder
just wants to
statesman.
play. He just wants
Yeah,
to play guitar. That's all he wants to.
maybe, yeah. I mean,
Yeah.
maybe he's had enough. But I think also he just took it as a bit of a burn because, like, hey, look, I'm in a main stain here for like 16 years, and you're going to invite me to spring training? Oh, thank you. Good luck. Goodbye. And then like it took him like
Well, that's yeah.
3 or 4 years to finally officially retire.
Well, that's what the good. That's why those teams like the Yankees and the Patriots, they're good because they have someone like Cashman or what's the evil guy's name, Belichick. Like they have people that like make those. They don't get attached to anyone. Like they just go, you're gone. Like I heard like Cashman wanted to offer Jeter some shit deal. Not God, keep cursing. They
Okay, we
wanted
can
to
keep
offer
you
him
out.
some like okay, but they wanted to offer him a deal that wasn't like up to his what do you call
Yeah,
it?
the game what they call like it was like a fair market deal. Like they I think
Yeah, yeah.
it was just
And
thought like
Jeter's someone he gets millions just for being a Jeter, So he's upset, and then Cashman's like, "Listen, I could find a better shortstop than you." And then Jeter got mad. But like that's how you got to be successful in sports. You can't like the way Giants handled Eli, or
no,
they
it's
now
that
they're. Well, I mean,
confidence.
look at them now. They're so bad because they kind of like held them for too long. I love Eli, but I mean, talk about a rapid decline.
Yeah, that's like Tale of Two Cities. Obviously, like I think in the case with like Eli, just paid him for being Eli. But Jeter was just sort of like we're paying you what your fair market value is, and we're not going to just
Yeah.
throw money out just because your name is. Yeah, I mean you got to make those hard decisions, and the Yankees are going to have some of those coming up in the next couple of years. I mean, if you look at Judge. Eventually, he's going to be free agency. Gary Sanchez is going to be a
I
free
I
agency.
can see Judge, and that people might hate me for them. I'm a pretty like realist fan, but like I mean if he keeps getting injured like this, like if there's no season, he doesn't play this year, he'll get a pass because no one played. But if he doesn't play next year, man, like he's gonna be on like the Padres in a couple of years. I
Yeah, I mean,
swear. They're not gonna want to. Cashman didn't want to sign Didi. I thought that was surprised the heck out of me.
well, you got to understand with that. I
Was
mean, you have a ready-made shortstop in Gleyber Torres playing out of position at second. So, like, Didi at that
yeah.
point became expendable because you have LeMay, who's technically a second baseman, even though, they'll move him around a lot. So it's like you didn't need Didi. Again, I think a lot of
But
people,
people love Didi. That's the
oh,
thing.
yeah.
People love Didi.
I
You
thought
know.
they would just get the deal done just because he's such a character for the team. But like you said,
Yeah.
Cashman's just stone cold. And it's like, hey, look, we don't need you. We don't need you. But he only
You're
signed a
just injured. He's like basically you're just injured. Like
yeah, I mean, he
we
came
don't
off a Tommy
we have
John
better
surgery.
options.
Yeah. So,
He literally like if he could find a better option, like he'll replace you. Like he doesn't care who you are, you know. And what was I gonna say? But one thing cool about Didi is like Didi filled Jeter's shoes. He didn't fill it, but like he filled like one shoe, and no one's really like putting that much pressure on the on whoever's gonna be like the shortstop after that. Like you don't feel that kind of sense of like who's gonna replace Jeter right now.
yeah, because I mean, you got so much distance between that time. But and I got to admit, Didi,
And he's got in the Hall of Fame.
yeah, I mean, he's exactly. But I think Didi did all right. Like the first year was kind of, a lot of on the field errors and some fielding, base running mistakes and stuff like that. And
Didi was.
yeah, Didi. But when you get back, but then, I think by 2016, he started to get into it. And, you figure, like you said, all the pressure on you replacing an icon and Jeter. And I think Didi did a great job in that. And he left the people wanting more. So, and like,
Now that yeah, but now that I think about it, it's like that shows some kind of mental toughness. Because one thing I did like about him is like he was pretty clutch, except for he was pretty clutch. I remember what the against the Twins, he's like he was like batting like something in the 300s, and he didn't do as well in the league series, the championship series this year. But no one did. No one hit in the championship series. But
Yeah,
Didi's a clutch guy, man. Like he's got something to him. He's gonna be really good for Girardi
yeah, in the
and
Phillies.
Harper. You know, him and Harper are gonna shower together. Can you believe that?
I mean, he'll probably hit, and that ballpark's a bandbox. He'll probably hit like 35 home runs as long as he's
Oh,
healthy.
Citizens Bank.
Yeah, I mean, that place is a joke.
Have you ever been there?
I passed by the outside because they have like that sports complex in Philly. So I've been to like the Lincoln for some Giants Eagles games, and of
Yeah.
course Giants always lose when I go. Yeah, I actually haven't gone inside that ballpark, so I'm kind of waiting. Always keep saying for the next time the Yankees visit the Phillies, I'm trying to get down there because it's only like a 2 hour drive, 2.5 hours. So
No, it's not far. You hop on NJ Transit, you'll be there. You know what's funny though? I just thought about this. It's like Philly. I've been to Philly a lot. It's a nice city, and the park is very nice. But it's like once you start seeing all the once you get to South Jersey, you start seeing all the Phillies stuff and the Eagles stuff, and it's just like it just ruins it for you. You know, it's like a I don't know. It's like a person with a nice body, but then they just have a huge like gaping mole on their face. You're just like, I can't really
it is
get into
bizarre
this.
world, yeah. Like when you go like
Yeah,
the
it's
money.
just messy. It's a nice city, but then you see the Eagles shirt all the time. You're like, oh God, get off.
Yeah, I'm saying like if you go to like Atlantic City, it's like a bizarre world because like they'll have like obviously the shop owners want to like please everybody because they know New Yorkers come
So
down.
they'll both, yeah.
And you have like Giants and Eagles and Mets and then Phillies and it's like yeah again it's this kind or when you go to like the Dunkin' Donuts they'll have like the little Eagles logo on it. It's like all right I can't drink this but it's iced coffee I gotta drink it.
Yeah, that's
Speaking of
so
which,
true. Was that?
speaking of which,
Oh, nice. Oh, sponsorship.
not really but if they want to pay me I'll take the money. So yeah, I mean you do travel a lot with your comedy and I've seen you sometimes you
Yeah.
post pictures usually in like other ballparks. I mean like I guess what other visiting ballparks have you been to that you like or dislike or have some
I
weird
just
bathroom story?
just mentioned Seattle. What's it freaking called now? T-Mobile Park. That's the new one. That's beautiful. That's a very nice park. I've been there about a couple times, no, maybe 3 times. That one is just like unbelievable. Like the whole retractable roof. It's a sight to behold. Um, what else is there? I went to one that's not nice. The one in Tampa,
Oh, the Trop,
Minute
yeah,
Minute Maid. It's a Trop, yeah, Minute Maid. Yeah, that one looks like that doesn't even look. It might just because it's indoors, but that indoor feeling, it just you just feel like you're in like you're in a an exhibit. You feel like you're at a practice field. It doesn't even feel like you're you can't believe a major league baseball game's going on there.
Did you ever go to Wrigley? I think the biggest bug out was when I went to Wrigley. Like I said, it's old school, just
Hmm.
got baseball, nothing else. But then the men's room, everyone's got to like, urinate in that trough. And I think they probably have that
Yeah,
in Texas too, because it's probably like a Texas thing. Like, so I don't know.
yeah. No, I've never been there. I've been in Chicago, but it was in the off season. I just walking around the park. I'm gonna be honest, walking around the park. I think they've done some renovations to the outside, so it doesn't seem too old. But I can't. That's one I can't wait to go to. That one I'm really looking forward to going to. So you pee in the trough. What else? What else is old about that park?
It's that, and like the roof is very low. You got to watch it like hit your head on something. Like this, it's just and or like the clocks, they're all like old fashioned. Like, there's no like digital
Really?
clock, so it's really cool. It's like you're
Yeah.
going back into a time warp. So no, Wrigley's awesome. So in terms of now your comedy, you have of course your
Yeah.
podcast. I'm just a kid podcast as
I'm
well.
just a kid podcast. It's a high school podcast. I have my guests and I. We talk about our high school experiences, and we make fun of each other. That's pretty much it. But yeah, I'm just a kid podcast. Um, yeah, comedy, like you said.
And I maybe just want to get into a little bit like how did you inspire get into stand up comedy? It's just kind of a weird thing. 'Cause I see you all the time, and you're all over the country. I mean,
Yeah.
it
Um,
might seem glamorous, but probably a lot of it's a grind, I would assume.
the moments are there's glamorous moments like when you check out when you're in a new town and you do some sightseeing, or when you're on stage. Those are all glamorous. Traveling and writing jokes and just trying to get booked is it's just like any other job. It's a nightmare. But I don't have a really great inspirational story. I mean, I was in college. I was going to school at Rutgers. I was really I just didn't know what I was doing in my life. I just wanted to party, so I was partying and partying, and then about like halfway through college, you know, people start at you kind of adult a little bit where you're like, all right, what am I gonna do? What am I gonna? My case is like, what am I gonna like major in? You know what I mean? And your parents are asking you, what do you want to do with your life? And I didn't want to do anything but like be funny. Like I didn't want to do anything but uh do comedy things. You know, I was always a guy that like was kind of introverted. I would go in a corner and write stories, draw comic books. And so I was like, they're like, well, what do you want to do with your life? My parents would say that, and they'd be like, oh, this is what I want to do. So I started like taking creative writing classes, and then I had a class with a professor who was on the Chappelle Show. He wrote Cabin Fever with Eli Roth. This guy Randy Pearlstein. So once I kind of met him, I was kind of inspired to be like, oh, it's like a real thing. Like I could touch this guy. He's like a real like the first time you go to Yankee Stadium. For me, it was just like, oh, this is just like a real thing. Like this isn't just like in my mind. I just thought it was only on TV. Like it was like a fantasy land. And you go, you're like, oh, this is real. Like these people exist. Like a ball hit me in the face. Um, so I started writing comedy screenplays, and then eventually it was all screenplays. All I mean, I was all comedy. All my screenplays were comedy. So I just started doing stand up, obviously, like as a natural kind of transition. And it was I just fell in love with it. And apart from these last 3 weeks of being quarantined, I've been doing stand up literally every single night the last 6 years, and so it just took from there, man. Like you know, I love it. I love stand up, and once you love something, you like you know, people are always like, "How do you get booked? How do I do-" Like you just figure out things once if you just keep putting your passion in it, you know, because you want to get better, you want to reach a bigger crowd. So it just naturally all comes, all that stuff, like figuring out how to get booked. And you know, I've done some pretty cool things. I traveled, you know, I've gone to visit all these. I love baseball, and it has helped me see all these new baseball parks. I've opened for some celebrities. I've met some crazy celebrities. They wouldn't remember me, but I've been able to actually like meet them, you know, and open for them.
You're that guy from
Um,
St. Louis, right?
yeah, yeah. I've gotten noticed on the street a couple times just from like, oh, you're the comedian, right? You know, and that's happened a couple. Like I think I got my girlfriend to date me longer because a couple times that happened while walking down the street and someone would come up to me.
Now, did you plant
Um,
those people?
huh?
Did you plan those? Like you had it all set up? Like,
Oh
your
yeah, I paid
girlfriend
them like they're like extras for onset. Like,
give him $50 to like
I
say, "Oh,
pay
can I
them.
have your autograph?" And then she's impressed, you know.
Yeah, I pay them, and then for lunch I give them a half of a sandwich and a bag of chips in a plastic container. On set.
So when you were a small kid, I mean, did you were involved in like little league, play wiffle ball, or
I
like?
did, yeah. I played little league. You know, one of the more fun because I played high school for a year, and then I was never good. But one of my biggest memories was in the little league. We won like the championship, like, and I remember like you know how in baseball like when they win the World Series they clinch, throw their gloves up in the air,
Yeah,
and then the pitcher runs to the catcher, and they just start humping each other. I tried to I was well, I think I was at first base or second base for the game, and I remember like running up to someone the maybe I was at second. I ran up to the first baseman, and I tried to like, and then it's little league, you know, and like these kids were all like on travel teams except for me, so they just looked at me like this is not a big deal. So they're just standing there, like I'm like jumping up, I'm like humping them basically, and they're just looking at me like, okay, man, relax. This is okay, cool. I want to go home. Let's go get our pizza. I'm just like, does anyone care? Anyone care except for me? But
yeah.
that was still a great moment. Like we won, and I miss him, and that's the thing. You take it for granted when you're a kid. Like organized, you could. There's the fact you can just play organized sports, even in high school. The fact that you know there's a system in place for you to try out and play sports. You can't do that when you're older. You can't get 18 men together or women. Sorry, um, to play baseball. You know, like you can't do it. You can't get the I can't get anyone I can't even get someone to do my podcast, you know? Like I can't imagine like how do you do that? So you really, you know, if you're young out there listening, you know, and even if you suck, just go watch a, you know, put some tar on a bat for someone who's good. Actually, just get involved, man. You're not gonna be able to do it for a while.
Yeah,
And plus, in Little League too, like they'll just let you. You could stink to let you hit. So just get involved. It's fun. It's a team building thing.
I did 2 years of Little League. I was always the worst player on the team. So now in the first year, I made the World Series. I had a little place, but
Nice.
we lost. And then the next year, the problem is I was like 13, and they paid me kids with like 15 or 16. They were like way older.
Oh God, yeah,
They put me at third base, which is like a mistake. So I got like line drives at me. I was just like getting my butt kicked.
yeah,
Forget this. I didn't even finish the season, but I played
yeah.
a million wiffle ball games, so I feel I'm an expert at that.
Wiffle
Not
ball's
one injury.
fine,
Not one injury.
huh?
Players get like strained calves and pull hamstrings. I played thousands of wiffle ball games, and not once have I ever been injured.
Not once.
Not once. No
Yeah,
injuries.
you're like Cal Ripken. You're gonna the streak. You're gonna break the streak.
All right.
But
Well,
wiffle ball's
you know,
fine. Yeah, I'll play wiffle ball right now if
I try to, I try to get people in my neighborhood, like a friend that we used to play back in the day. And every time we bump each other in the street, it's like, yeah, we're gonna get a game going on.
Yeah, I
Even though
know.
we're
Yeah,
like
of course.
approaching 40 years old, but yeah, we're gonna do it. We're gonna do it. And then no one ever wants to do it. Like you said, it's hard to get people together right now.
There
I
are
guess
leagues, right? There are leagues. We should just sign up for a league.
maybe, yeah, but it's
You
like
know.
then you have to commit like every Sunday, and it's like you can't
I
get.
know.
Yeah,
Talk about I'm the worst at committing to things. I gotta I travel every weekend basically.
yeah, it's just hard to put towards that. So now I guess when the world gets back to normal, I guess you're going to be on the road again. So you mentioned Texas possibly in May. Anything else lined up? Or you just kind of have to
Yeah.
get
If things get back to normal, my home club in the city is the Comic Strip Live in the Upper East Side. I'm sure that's gonna where the audience is gonna reach is New York, in the Bronx. So Comic Strip Live, check their website. If things go back to normal, I'm there a lot. Another club I'm at a lot. I just started getting booked at this club in the Upper West Side called the West Side Comedy Club. I had like 3 dates this month, but they're all canceled. But that's a beautiful club. It's on top of this. It's in the bottom of this a Mexican restaurant called Playa Betty's. It's a hot. I mean, if you're young, come to this place. All the girls that flock there are beautiful. It's a nice hip area to get your tacos and try to pick up some chicks. But in May on the road, I'm in Tampa. I'll be going to Trop again. Tampa Bay Side Splitters May 7th through 10th. Silo, Texas, May 24th to 26th, I believe. That's like an hour from Dallas. And then in June, just check my website, jamescamacho.com/shows. I'm on Instagram, Twitter. Follow me. I post videos every day. Camacho Bro. I have a new series with my girlfriend where I run jokes by her, and then we basically just make fun of me. And I post stand-up clips on there. I'm going to post a stand-up clip later today. So engage with the guest. Yeah, and I really hope baseball comes back, man. Hope we can all go to a game soon.
Well, thanks for watching the show. Thanks, James Camacho, for joining us. And tune in for future episodes, bring some more exciting guests. But most importantly, remember, sanitize.